Been dealing with chronic illness for almost 20 years. Most consistent thing about having a chronic illness that every day is not going to be the same. What I am finding, the way I treat myself affects my recovery. This is why my goal constantly is Hello, beautiful butterfly. Welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time, welcome. I'm Nina. In this video, I'm going to talk to my chronic warriors out there. Those who are experiencing chronic illness, invisible illness, whether it be physical or mental, and the importance of self-compassion. How self-compassion has helped me so much in my journey when it comes to my chronic conditions. What I've been finding lately to be very difficult. I have been dealing with chronic illness for almost 20 years. What has been hard lately is energy conservation when it comes to having a chronic illness. There's a term called spoonie that those who have chronic illness may be more familiar with. It's basically a measurement of the energy that you start off with in the day. You might have 6 spoons, and to take a shower, it's 1. To do the dishes, it's 2. To exercise is 3. And basically how you have to pretty much measure out, and apply your day and your activities depending on the amount of spoons you have. Now today I can have 6 spoons and tomorrow I can have 2, depending on the day. So that can be and has been frustrating, because living with chronic conditions, unpredictability is consistent. That's the most consistent thing about having a chronic illness, that every day is not going to be the same. And what's ironic is I know this, but when it happens, I still can get really impatient with myself and just beat myself up, why I did all this yesterday, why can't I do it today? Or when I try and map out my week and schedule things, I'm like, okay, I'll do this day, but then the way I have to schedule it is, okay, if I do this day, then that means I'm gonna need a recovery day. And so what I'm learning to do is accept the fact that I need recovery. And now, before having my son, I had a lot more time to recover, but having a son, and most moms know, you don't get a day off, so I have to incorporate a lot more recovery time where I can, whereas before I had my child, I had more free time to recover. So that has been something that I'm adjusting to. And my son is 3 years old, and if you guys look at my other videos, you'll know that I'm doing this exercise from Lisa Nichols. And one of the things it asks you to do is tell yourself what you forgive yourself for. And I am really trying to apply self-forgiveness constantly, because it's just only human, even though I've dealt with this for so long, to still have feelings of why can't it be different? Why can't I be like that mom or that person? And I am trying to forgive myself for constantly comparing, and for shaming myself, for guilting myself. What I am finding with chronic illness, the way I treat myself affects my recovery. I also mentioned that I am in therapy, and one of the things I told my therapist is that I've learned to, when it comes to action, okay, I'm not going to overdo it with certain activity. But what still continues is up here, the mental hamster wheel that keeps going. Oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. Oh my goodness, all these things going in my head. And so I could be sitting here like I am with you right now and be exhausted, because so this is why my goal constantly is positive self-talk, loving self-talk, self-love, because it really is a great coping mechanism. It helps with pain. When I'm stressed or beating myself up, my pain levels definitely go up. One of the conditions I deal with is non-epileptic seizures. That's definitely brought up by stress. And so I'm learning to practice and take each day and different things that come up and apply self-love constantly, because it does help to be in pain less, to recover quicker. You know, you can't get off the mat as quickly if you keep on kicking yourself. So seeing how I am with my son, and if he falls and gets right back up, or how I encourage him, has been a great on-the-job training to remind me, hey, why don't you tell yourself that? When I take care of my son, I realize it's something that I'm capable of doing, because I do that for him. What I'm learning to do is to make sure I apply that to myself. One of my favorite quotes from Jack Kornfield says that if your compassion doesn't include yourself, it's incomplete. And I totally agree. So that is what I'm learning, to apply more self-compassion, flexibility, understanding. And what is beautiful about that practice is it doesn't require me to be 100% healthy. It doesn't require me to be not in pain. It just requires me to be more loving and kind to myself. And who of us cannot use more of that? So I hope you found this helpful, me just sharing my struggles with you guys and being transparent and letting you know the things that I am still in the process. I'm not a guru, not an expert. I haven't gotten there. It's a constant daily practice, and I realize it's a daily choice. Sometimes I could sit here and tell you this now, and then tomorrow I'm like, and then I have to remind myself, yeah, today's a new day. You have to reapply. You have to, just like if you have a wound, you don't just say, oh, I cleaned it yesterday, I don't have to clean it today. It's a daily practice. So I encourage you guys to be more compassionate with yourself, and make sure you include yourself in that loving care that you give so easily to others. And thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you can be alerted when a new video comes up. Please leave comments down below on how you deal with chronic illness, and I look forward to seeing you in another video.